How do you know if you are a power couple? In today's video, Sissy and I, we're going to go over some of the characteristics that makes you a power couple. So stay tuned.
Hello, blissful friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, Sissy, and I'm joined by my husband. Hello, hubby.
Everyone, this is Will, and welcome to another episode of the Blissology podcast. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out these videos. Now, this is a weekly podcast where we talk about
love, relationships, family,
that kind of stuff. And
politics.
That's it.
Because I just love saying politics, even though he doesn't like it, and we don't talk about it here as much. But yes, guys, these are the topic that we discussed on this podcast. For those of you who's been with us for a while now, you know we like to get into our blissful moment, right? Do you have a blissful moment, sir?
Well, I would call it a blissful week. And
Okay.
I keep this really short. I've done a few things this week, and it reminded me as to why I like to help people. I find myself going above and beyond to do things that I don't normally do. But after doing it, the satisfaction, the feeling that I got, it made me realize or reminded me that doing good things for people is a good thing.
Amen.
And when we do it for people, we do it for ourselves.
We do it for God.
There's the satisfaction I got after I did those things. And it felt like they were happening one after the other.
Mm.
And so that's the kind of week I had, a week where I made differences in people's lives. And I feel good about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So what was yours?
My blissful moment is actually my accomplishment for this month, right? I know sometimes we don't celebrate the small wins. We talked about this on the podcast a few months back. And these are the things that we need to acknowledge. So I feel like, I'm growing, my business is growing, and the way that my mindset just changed. I'm more like of a boss lady mindset that gets done. You know what I'm saying?
She tries to boss me.
I cannot boss my husband around. I actually remind him, tell him what to do. That's not bossing him around, y'all. Come on. I kind of like, hey, babe, listen, remember you said you want to do this. So just letting you know, just reminding you to do this. So yes, my blissful moment is the fact that I look at the things that I accomplished since the beginning of the month. And now we are at the end of the month, guys. So we literally have 2 months left before the new year. I don't feel it. I feel like I'm still in June, July. So yes, it's my blissful moment. It's just the small accomplishment, the path that I'm gearing towards, that I'm walking on, in the ideas, the things that I'm doing. So therefore, I feel good about myself. So I'm in a good place.
You are.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
You are.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So now let's get into the topic of the day, which is,
how do you know if you are a power couple?
listen, I know we are a power couple because there is a quote out there that says, behind every man.
Great
is-
man.
Right. Behind every great man is a powerful woman. Right?
Mhm.
So, and I am that powerful woman. My power, I'm so strong that it actually makes you greater.
Yes, I got my greatness from her.
Yeah. So therefore, let's get into what makes a power couple. I'm sure you guys heard of power couple so many times, and you probably wonder what really makes someone. Maybe you might want to be a power couple, right? So let's listen.
Well, sometimes we think of power, we think of money, we think of wealth, we think of career success, but when it
Hmm.
comes to in the couple idea thing, it
Yes.
has nothing to do with those things. It has everything to do with a teammate
Yes.
mindset, we attitude as opposed to
And
a
I.
me or I
Yes.
attitude.
Yes. True. I always refer to whatever that we're doing, whether if it's in our business or personal, I always refer to it as, oh babe, we need to do this. It's always a we thing. Even though sometimes my husband is trying to tell me it's your business. So I want you to say I need to do this, but I'm always trying to like, well, you have a part of it too. So therefore it's a we thing that's to work on it to
I
get it
had to
done.
learn.
So yes, I mean those are definitely a mindset thing too.
Oh yes, you have to approach everything and with the idea that it's our stuff
Yes.
and we're doing it together, because we got to remember, when one succeed, the other ones also succeed.
Yeah, we're not selfish.
I'm not
Your
selfish.
success is my success, and my success is your success. Therefore, if I'm bringing more money in, there shouldn't be any, right?
Yeah, I mean there shouldn't be any jealousy, any competition,
Yeah.
because her money is my money. And this is where the whole concept of a power couple is when two people come together.
Yes.
And they put their lives together to work together to succeed in
Mhm.
whatever it is that they're working, where each one take the position to empower the other as opposed to bring the other down.
True.
And this whole thing about the power in the couple life is how do we support each other? How do we boost each other to be the best that we
Yes.
can be?
Yes, and it's not just one person. It's a we thing. It's not like there's a power husband that constantly bring ideas or bringing more thing into the relationship. It needs to be both of us bring ideas, which kind of bring me into Beyonce and Jay-Z. I mean, these two are perfect example, and Michelle Obama
And Obama.
and President Barack Obama, or former President Barack Obama. So these two, and my parents, these two are basically great examples of power couples. Like, Michelle had to drop her life and make sure that she support her husband. So yeah, it's Jay-Z and Beyonce, the same, have a great husband to support you and who wants the best for the relationship. So power couple is so beautiful.
Yeah, that's where the power comes. It's how do we help each other be the best that we can be.
And I feel like you'll know it immediately when you see it, right? When you see those two couples together, you can literally tell, man, these are power couple. They're so powerful. They look powerful. Like you see their social media pictures and there's something about these two couples that like, powerhouse. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, listen, it obviously they're rich and so forth, but I don't think their riches has anything to do with it. I think it's how they show that you can be rich, but we're still people,
Right.
And we can still live with each other. These are the celebrities that you don't see like every other week. They're marrying someone else. No, they set the example of what it means to be a couple.
Denzel Washington and his wife.
Actually, you barely see his wife.
Yeah. It used to be Will Smith and Jada, but
yeah, but there's a lot of people that we
Things
can look
happen.
at. And obviously we're mentioning those people because they're celebrities. Everybody knows who they are. But there's a lot of people in our lives that we've run into that are power couple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've run into a couple that's been together for 60 years.
Yeah, we have some in our church.
And they're still kicking it,
Yeah.
And now
yes.
power doesn't mean there's no there's no craziness going on in life.
Oh my God, no.
Every couple will go through their share of headaches
Yes.
and heartaches
Yes.
and all of that stuff that people deal with. But how do you make sure that you stay together, and how do you still make sure that you support each other despite of what's
Yes.
going on? Because life is tough. And if you're a power couple, you will be able to weather the toughness.
Yes. Definitely agree.
Yeah. So when it comes to to couples, obviously we all can strive in our own world and our own businesses. However, you got to still manage to put time together for each other, because this is where we can really do the things that we need to do to support each other and help each other get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
So yes, power, and we are one of them.
So let's talk about some of the few signs that are,
that makes you a power couple.
Yeah.
Or some of the things you could look for in your relationship that makes you feel like you're powerful.
Yeah, kind of thing. Listen, this is like our information, our experiences, and of course, online research. So to me, I would say they bring out the best in you. Like they literally bring the best out of you. I told you this all the time. I am your number one cheerleader, right? I support you 1,000%.
She does.
On whatever decision that you make and whatever that you want to do. And I truly feel like it's vice versa.
Well, yes. And this is where again the power comes from, is how do you make each other feel?
Yes.
How do you say, for instance, if there's something that you want to do, I want to be the first person to just be on board and help you get there.
Right.
Or if there's something I think you should do, and if you're getting discouraged, I'll be the one just keep nagging at you, make sure that you get it done.
Right.
Because we all want the best for each other. And if we can push each other to reach whatever goal that we're looking to do, that brings the power, and that helps bring the best out of every one of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You need to have someone in your life that actually bring out the best in you. You need to have that person that sets goals and ideas and ambitions, which we talked about last week in our podcast. So therefore, having that is it's important for any relationship. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are or not a power couple, but you definitely need to have that person in your life.
I believe if you have that person in your life, if you're not a power couple yet, you're on your way to become a power couple.
I do consider us power couple. I think I mentioned this earlier, but these are some of the signs that when I was going through the research online, and I was like, damn, that's me and my husband. Okay, check, 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 check. I mean, it's so true. When you are a power couple, it's like there's a lot of signs that like, okay, what are you guys waiting on? This is what you do. I'm like, let's build a ministry.
Okay, now.
Pastors. So, what's the other signs, babe, that
well, when a couple who's considered powerful, when you look at their relationship, is a lot of it is built on gratitude, and I think through that you'll find that they live a lot happier. Because people that are grateful, tend to be happier than most.
Than people that are ungrateful.
Well, listen, if you're the type of person who never thinks that you have enough, you'll always be unhappy.
You always be grumpy.
However, if you're the type of person who really appreciate what you have and thankful for whatever little bit that you have, you thank God for it. And if it comes from your partner, you thank your partner for it. But you look at it, you know what? This is what I have. And I'm grateful for having it, whatever it may be.
Yes.
You'll be happy. But if but if all you look at, geez, I wish I had this.
Yeah.
So and so have that, I don't have it. How could you be happy?
This is so true. That's something that I am so blessed and grateful and for having a partner who's like, I'm not looking at what the other person have. What we have is what we have is what we have is God gave us what we have. So therefore, we need to be grateful and appreciate what we have so he can bless us with more, right?
Now, don't take this as we're content and we at peace with what we have. No, we still are striving to be better in our lives.
And help others.
And yes, we still want to achieve crazy goals.
Yes.
However, what we have now is still what we have.
Yes.
I will never downplay, or we will never downplay what we have now. Because that's what we have. We'll take care of it. We'll nurture it. But we're still working.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I mean you have to. You have to. And I feel like, when you're being grateful also as a power couple, you feel more comfortable voicing your concerns and your opinion. Like for instance, I feel so comfortable talking to my husband about, anything, whatever it is that we can literally just lay down on the couch on a weekend, not during the week. We're too busy to be laying on the couch. We have so many things going on. So like on the weekends, we'll just like have concerns and we voice our opinions in terms of the things that we want to do, the things that I'm not doing, or the thing that he's not doing. So it's very important for you as a power couple for you to be comfortable with your partner and voice your opinion when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like, we got each other's back.
Well, that's one of the things that power couples do. You have to have each other's back. And I'm talking about, partners are not afraid of jumping in and support the other in whatever settings that they're in, and without them being asked for. You know that it's your duty to protect your partner and defend them.
Yeah.
Although if you disagree with your partner off-site, you can still straighten them out. But in the eyes of
the public,
you won. You won. However, yes. So you have to have each other's back. And yes, not just in arguments. I'm talking about your partner needs something.
Yes.
Or they're in a bind, they're in a tight spot. Be there for them.
Yes.
Emotionally, physically, financially, whatever that it is that you need to do to support your partner.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes. And then you build each other up as opposed to putting each other down. Like, you low down, dirty, nothing, or... And encouragement is so important when you have a strong partner and when you have someone in your life that you feel like, man, and the words of inspiration too, right?
Well, yeah, you gotta be as encouraging. Now, That's not to say that if your partner's doing the wrong thing, you'll just keep supporting the wrong thing. Because having your partner's back means that you're willing to have the tough conversations as well.
Right. Which is why I mentioned earlier, you voice your concerns, right?
So if I'm doing some crazy stuff that's bad, Cece needs to be able to.
I'm like, sir.
Well, I don't do bad stuff.
What's going on here?
if I'm thinking of the wrong stuff, whatever it may be, if I'm not going down the right path, she needs to have enough strength to be able to say, hey,
yes,
let's put a stop to this right now. Let's look at some other ways of handling
We
things.
had this talk last week.
Yeah. So, yes.
We had this talk last week.
She got my back.
I do. Like I said, I am his number one cheerleader. I know mommy's watching. Mommy, you're not here. Okay. You're not at the house. If you were at the house, you probably would have been like, but I got your son's back. I am his number one cheerleader. I know you're number one. I'm the number one here. So I'm number one a cheerleader when it comes to my husband's dreams, ideas, and the things that he wants to do. And I support him 1,000%. At the same time, if he's making a decision that's not,
a good
decision, I'm going to try to come up with, because sometimes my spirit is like, this doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, don't be afraid to voice your concerns, your ideas, or, hey,
you got to look at it this way. If your partner's going down the wrong road and they eventually get hurt, you'll get hurt too.
Right.
So you got to think of yourself. And this is where you're united. Now, some people are good at showing that there's unity, but in fact, they're not. No, when you're a power couple, you're not just displaying unity. You actually what unity is. So whether you're in public or in private, you are one.
Yes.
What impacts one impacts the other.
Absolutely. This is why we're not selfish. Okay. Whatever decision that I do, I make.
Listen, when I'm eating, I eat my food.
That is so damn true. This man knows nobody when he's eating. When it comes to me, I like to share my food. Sometimes I'm like, babe, would you like some? But when he's eating his food, it's all about him and his food until he's done. I'm like, you could have given me some. You could have offered. You could have been like, babe, do you want some? Do you want to take a bite?
And in the traits, the characteristic that makes a couple a power couple, there's no mention of any food. So let me eat my food.
Well, how come I offer you some of my food.
Some people are just good at offering food. I'm not one. When I eat, I think of my belly and I eat.
You selfish when it comes to your food.
Okay, I'm
That's
not
all I
denying
gotta
it.
say. Because sometimes I'll be like, okay, can I get some? Like, are you really going to eat all this food without like giving me just a little bit? Just a little bit. I
Well,
want to taste
if you
what
ask, I will
have.
give you something.
But I don't have to ask, right?
Okay.
You got to know that, okay, you didn't ask. You didn't ask. I offer you.
Well, good thing that's not one of the things that makes a couple a power couple, because I would not be. I'm not the type when I'm eating, I think of offering. I just eat.
You guys know my husband pretty well on this podcast. He says this all the time. He is not a mind reader. And I sometimes really struggle with this. I try. I'm like, listen, we've been together for this much time, like almost 15 years. How could you not remember that?
Listen,
your wife,
God created all of us.
Like for you to just offer without asking.
God created all of us with our own capabilities. I'm one of those people. He didn't put that in me. And that's okay. Remember, we all are unique. I am not good at offering.
Don't put this on God now. Don't put this on God. He is not accepting this, okay? And I'm not. So I'm not going to support you.
Well, you know, being a power couple, you got to support each other.
I'm not going to support you.
And if I may say, you know, when you're a power couple, yes, individually you're both rock star. However, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. But Harry, it's okay sometimes for one to maybe delayed their goal just to help the other one get a little bit further. It's okay if you can push your partner to shine, maybe be in the spotlight.
Michelle Obama.
You know, you don't have to compete with your partner. You don't.
Oh my God, no.
Now, I'd like for my wife to be a superstar. This way I can relax and which she's on her way already. So I'm pushing.
No, I know why you keep pushing me.
Of course. What I have everything to gain. I can live my 9 to 5 and work on the back end. Actually, Super Blondie. She's in the car showing thing.
Okay, I was like, who's Super Blondie?
Oh, she's got a blog, a podcast, I believe, but she has a YouTube show where she shows a lot of exotic cars.
Okay.
Her husband is kind of like her manager, video maker. You don't see him on camera.
So this is what
you see Super Blondie. Now she is a superstar. I mean, think of exotic cars. Super Blondie.
So you've been watching
I've
Super
shown
Blondie,
those cars.
huh?
Yes. And listen, I'm into cars, so I like exotic cars. And she gets like exclusive access. Now,
are you watching the cars or you watching
I'm bringing her up because her husband is behind her success.
Okay.
You don't see him, but he is there.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he used to be a banker. He left his back in, I believe, 2015 or 2016, he left so he can fully support her.
Support his wife.
And yeah, she is.
That's awesome.
So obviously she's famous. You wouldn't have known that her husband's behind the scene.
Wow.
Until you research that he's there. But because you don't see him, you don't hear him, but he's there.
Do they have a picture together or something?
Well, I had to research and find what it looks like. But see, both of you don't have to be in the spotlight.
Is he
Both
black?
of you don't have to shine. No, he's not. One can support the other and push them up, because at the end of the day, now he's enjoying the success as much as she is.
Of course, no.
Yes,
I mean
he doesn't have to deal with the fame, so he can go in public. People's not gonna run after him for autograph and stuff.
Well, eventually he's gonna have to.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's not his plan. But what I'm saying, he's enjoying the success because he put himself 100% behind his wife and help her succeed.
Now that's love and power couple.
Yes. You know, so don't compete with your partner.
Yeah.
You'll have your moments. Who knows? Maybe in a few years, he may go back and do what he wants to do, because obviously she'll have staff to handle a lot of these things.
Right.
And he can venture. However, when you get into this life, sometimes you just want to stay in.
You do.
You become crazy successful. I'm not going anywhere.
I kind of
I'm going to be right behind the scene. So, but yes.
I want you to be in front of the scene with me.
So it's okay for your partner to be in the spotlight. It's okay to
Although I don't like
your
the spotlight.
plan and fully put yourself behind your partner, and they'll appreciate it and you'll benefit from it.
That is so true. That's true. I definitely agree. And I think, it's always good for you to, again, for a power couple, it's good to give advice to young couples, to young newlyweds, because we do get that a lot. We do get a young couple who come up and ask us about, hey, has married life, they want advice from us. And we sometimes more than happy to let them know this is what's going on. And it's not easy. Marriage is not easy.
Oh, no, it's not. However, people look at what you do.
And they look up to you.
And look at what you do. And if you find yourself at the stage where people seeing how you live as a couple and they seek advice from you, that's a good thing.
That's power couple status.
And I figured you've found the secret.
To the sauce.
To the sauce. No, you found the secret sauce.
Right.
You found the secret sauce for a good marital or couple life. Although that may be like nowhere close to the truth, because every couples have their issues.
We sure do.
However, when you're a power couple, you know what it means to be in a relationship. So issues or not, you'll resolve them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And most of the times, as power couple that we are, and I gotta claim it, we claimed it already, God stamp it. We prayed together. We asked God for strength, especially if we have like like we said, we all have our ups and downs. We fight, not fist fight, but we disagree. Yes, we pray about whatever the situation was, whatever that we were arguing about. So therefore, when we pray, God give us an idea or kind of like strengthens us and for us to really get this resolved. When we pray about things after a fight, we feel so much better the next day. I used to go to sleep.
Oh, I don't wait until the next day to feel better. I feel better the night of, because I need to be able to sleep.
I'm one of those people in the beginning of our marriage. I would, when he really get me upset, I would go to sleep not talking to him. And I was told by my parents that is not something that couple do. You don't go to sleep upset. My parents, as well as a few other friends, right? That you make sure that you resolve it before you go to bed, because you don't want to be angry and upset and go to sleep. So therefore, I
learned that years ago. For me to sleep, I have to be in the best mood. So I fix myself before I get to bed.
True. So this is what I'm saying. What I'm telling you guys is that it's not easy. It's hard. Is it worth it? Yes, it is so worth it. When you marry someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you definitely need to pray to the Lord to give you strength, especially if you have a partner who's so hard-headed sometimes, where they don't listen. They would and so therefore ask for help, advice to someone who's been married for 40 years, 60 years. We know a couple that been married for so long. And it's always good to get their wisdom, right? Pick the brain out. When we have our troubles, I like to go to my parents, or sometimes my husband's parents. And of course, we go to God first and then our parents second. So therefore, we really feel stronger together at the end, right? We feel stronger.
So, when you're a power couple, you have to remember that you have your own lives, you have your own interests, you have your own personality. We are different. Yes. However, it's important to leverage each other, support each other, and ultimately, take on life.
Yes.
There's a lot that this life has to offer, and if you have the right person by your side, nothing can get in the way.
Amen.
So be the best that you can be, and help your partner be the best that she or he can be.
Yes.
And you'll be happy.
Yes.
So everybody, this is our podcast on power couple.
Power
She claimed the
couple.
title. I'm just getting used to the title. I'm just doing the best that I can to support my wife, but I guess this is what makes a couple a power couple. So I'm hoping that we've shared enough with you guys. And obviously, none of this is easy.
No.
Life itself is difficult. You'll run into issues. Sometimes you'll hate each other's guts. And yes, some days you may be out in the open and you're all lovey-dovey, but you may be having some tough times.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing to remember is that once you're together, as tough as it may be, that person is your partner.
Yes.
And you're going to do whatever you can to support them.
Yes.
Some days it's going to be easier than others, and some days it's going to be harder than others.
Amen to
but
that.
At the end of the day, you're still a couple. So support each other. And now you don't have to be married. I'm not talking about just married couple. I'm talking about anyone who's in a relationship with someone else. You can always support that person.
Yes.
So support each other and support us. Share this podcast with whomever you think it may be beneficial to. Friends, family member, co-workers, your car salesman,
your banker,
whomever it may be, your banker, whomever it may be, is we want your support, and we want to keep sharing a lot of these valuable things that we've learned along the ways from both our lives and others that we've interacted with.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everybody, for listening to us. Remember, you can check us out on the audio channels, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and obviously you're watching us on YouTube. Remember to like this video, share, hit the notification bell, and until next time, we'll see you.
Bye.
Peace.